Why, hello! We are back for assembly. This is where we code an SC2 AI bot together. I'm Drekken, and it's good to be back. It's been a week and it's been a hot minute, but we're back to putting this bot together to beat the ladder. So I wonder if I should tell you about the change of pace or not. No, actually, I won't tell you right away. We'll get into it. We'll just do a bit of a cleanup. Let's talk about a couple of things. So, as you know, we do assembly every week, Monday at 5:30 p.m. as Eastern, essentially get our coding together. And it's an easy way for you to join in with me and us to code together. It's, I think it's low friction. No need to start a project on your own. You can just jump in and we can code as well. If you open up your IDE, code alongside me in the chat. If you're in the chat, if you are in the Discord, come join me in the channel. We'll code live. We have one goal today, and that goal, I know you guys are excited for the microbot because we made some progress last week on the microbot, and I actually probably should have been promoting about some of the progress we made, but a couple things have come up that I thought would be good for us to turn this ship around. No, don't panic. It's not anything too crazy. But Laughing Games made a bot using the template, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. And then I'm not gonna go too much detail. Don't worry, we're gonna do some coding because we've got a bit of time. But then the other thing is, I noticed that we have our bots getting a lot of ties, and that needs to get fixed. So that's Pigbot. We're going back to the Protoss Pigbot, and that needs to get fixed. And I think we need to do that together. So we're going to do that together, and we have one clear goal to end these ties once and for all. Do we want to jump right into the coding? Oh, my coding scene has broken, so you have to look at my face for a little bit longer as I find out where this coding scene has gone. There it is, found it. Ready, let's go. Okay, go back into our Pigbot, and I'm going to do some messaging, see who's going to come, who we can pull over with us. Okay, so the couple things to note is that our bot has hit some ties, and so as start, we're going to do a reflection of what's going on. We don't have a full roadmap. Pigbot doesn't have a full roadmap, and we should actually do a roadmap. And I think maybe we'll spend an entire day doing Pigbot's roadmap, because it probably will make everything easier for us to. The microbot has a roadmap, but Pigbot does not have a roadmap, and we should most likely rough out his roadmap. I'm going to pull up the replays. We're going to go over his replays and see what's going on with his. We got 3 bots that have tied with our bot, so we're going to find out what happened here with these bots. But the question is, can you see these bots? You cannot. Ooh, took over my screen. Oh, took over my whole screen. Wow. All right, I see that's what we're doing today. Let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. So this was on Automaton AIE, and we're going to. Do we want to talk about Laughing Games bot right now? I feel like I do want to talk about Laughing Games bot. It'd be kind of cool if we actually saw a replay. I'm gonna pull up a replay between us and Laughing Games bot, and then I'll talk about while that's happening. Because I'm pretty sure we played him, Crawler. It'd be fun to see how that works. If you guys don't know what Laughing Games is, he's a caster in this scene, and he has been casting a lot of the ladder games. Did our bot not go up against Laughing Games? Is that a pro brush? My God. I hate pro brushes. Okay, whatever, it's happening. Nothing to be done. So if we lose, this is actually not the loss I was expecting, but let's see what happens. Speed this up. So we get Probe Rush here, and weirdly enough, I'm not really sure what happens. So we actually don't have a response for Probe Rush, which is weird. I guess that's really the problem here. We have no response for Probe Rushing. Oh, did we just go to attack this guy's... Like, what happened here? Oh, no, we just, like... So weirdly enough, yeah, there seems to be no response for probe rushing. Our bots just kind of like... Our probes just kind of run away. But this game lasts for an entire hour, so I'm actually not sure what happened here. So this is kind of ripped. Oh, I see what happened. Literally does not have anything other than probe rush. So that's a little embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? I didn't code any response for probe rush, so that would make sense realistically. Okay, so we'll double check the probe rush. The goal, like I said, was to solve for ties, and we'll just solve for ties. We'll check if the Ares framework has any probe rush default like defense. Like I believe it does. I just don't remember. Like I just don't think I turned it on. A little silly that we're getting like bopped by probe rushes. Not gonna lie, not a fan of the probe rush. It's a legit strategy, so we do need to plug that hole. That has to go today. We cannot leave that. I cannot simulate a probe rush. Or maybe I could. Probably could with a debug. I could probably simulate a probe rush. Let's see what ghetto strategy comes up next. Huh? Let's see what comes up next. Oh, is this... Wait, this is not the same... Is this the same... Oh, this is Automaton, but this is a different bot. If this is a probe rush again, I'm gonna lose my mind. Just gonna let you know. Please... Okay, doesn't look like another probe rush. That's good news. Oh my god, is that cannon rush? Oh my god, is this a cannon rush? What is this? Okay, it's not a cannon rush. What a weird response. What is this? How did we lose this? This looks... What is this bot? I could. I probably could, but there's easier ways to do it. So I'm not really sure what happened in this particular game. And look at it, this bot's chasing my observer. And yet we lost. Somehow we lost. I don't know what I'm witnessing. I truly do not know what I'm witnessing right now. The death of reason. Hello, Dyson, by the way. Hello, Dyson. I somehow lost this, and I just don't know what's going on. So, we are supposed to be... One of the core features we're supposed to add to this bot is going to be the ability to respond. We're going to code in the... what was it called again? The Army Simulator. Yeah, how did we lose this? Hello, can we figure out what happened here? This game went on way too long, so I don't know what happened. So one of the key things we were supposed to fix about this bot is the attack ability, the ability to attack. The attack solution is so basic, and it has truly outgrown the ability how it attacks. We lost this game somehow. Maybe we crashed. No. Oh, this bot is a reinforcement learning bot. That's why it did this weird stuff. It's a reinforcement learning bot. Then how did we lose? Am I losing my mind? What is wrong with me? Oh my god, did he just not attack? Did we just not attack? Is that why we lost? Is that why we lost? Was he just didn't attack? This is so nutty. That is exactly what happened. Our bot did not assess the enemy having anything. And it just like, was like, whatever. Okay. Okay. Well. Look what we have here. That. Okay, let's start a note. Let me get this note going. We need to start. We'll jot down here. This is gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be a little more nutty than I was expecting. This was supposed to be a little bit of a clear problem solution. But we got a couple of good news is though, one of these solutions is already on the path we were going to take. We weren't going anything too off the beaten path, but I will admit I thought we were going to see if I can find my pigbot note. We'll kind of just get this. I'll take some light notes and then maybe see if I have pigbot, a general note for pigbot started somewhere. You know what? I have a bits of code one. Okay, I'll have to start a new note, it seems. Okay, I will create a new note and we'll kind of work from there. I was expecting me to have a note. So let's say I will call it oops, actually let me use the same naming scheme. All right, Terran bot micro, so I will have to create a new note. This will be, oh, I have to create the note first. This will be a Protoss, and this is a regular melee bot. I'm just keeping my melee bot. We're using the Eris framework, and then this will be pigbot. Let me pop this out. Oh, I'm just getting a little lag. Mark this. Okay, give me a second. I'll show you guys what I'm doing first. A second. I just want to make sure I get a nice fresh page. Okay. Okay, turn up my notebook for you to all see. Notebook. Oh, here it is. Notepad. Here it is. Okay. So we'll call this like observations, and then we'll have the roadmap here, which is going to be something like, my computer's lagging. Hopefully it's not affecting the stream. The stream looks fine. So let's say, I'll just put like a, let's just call this like observation, and let's make this like a quick to do. I should have restarted my computer before I streamed. That's the problem. To make this a quick to do, this is not an actual thing. So let's say quick to do. And this will be, yeah, I'm experiencing lag, and I think that's because I updated a bunch of stuff, but oh my god, what is going on with life? Obsidian, what is going on? Really weird. Can't get like a thing going. It's weird. What is? Maybe my obsidian wants to get updated. Is that why it's giving me so much pain? There we go. That's so weird. Anyways, what do we gotta do? So we gotta code in probe brush response. So this is a quick to do. Let's actually find any to-dos within our code that actually needed our attention. There we go. Looking for to-dos. None here. To-dos. None here. So maybe there are some to-dos, unique to-dos in the bot folder. Oh, there's a, okay, so there's like a fix the game state. So change game state from text to int. So we want the game state to be an int instead of a text. We're not doing that today, but that seems that that's like, those are the quick to-dos. Okay, back to the stuff that we need to get done. So that bot broke because it doesn't have, we need, okay, so we need to kind of like, this is going to be a part of the greater function, but I'm going to just type this out here for now and I'll kind of build it so it's, this is going to be a part of, this is going to be a part of the, what do we want to call this? This is like, battle system. Battle system. We'll call this the battle system. Combat system. Sorry, this is gonna be our combat system. This is our combat system. Yeah, I don't know why my obsidian is lagging. And I don't want to do it. Is it because I'm streaming? I don't know. I'm tempted to check my resources, but I'm seeing like everything is fine on most of my stuff with my obsidian. I think I should maybe close it and reopen it. This is combat systems. Just call it combat. No need to be fancy. All right, there we go. Combat systems. And in it, we're gonna need to check. How do you want to say this? Like check for probe rush response. Oh, that's already open there. So actually, we'll move the probe rush response to. It's actually going to be in here. So probe rush response. And then the first thing here is, I don't want to say failsafe. I think that's not good to have a failsafe. Not that's, which sounds weird when you say it out loud, but I think if I code the system properly to account for no enemy, like no enemies, or not no enemies, but if the enemy has 0, if the enemy has a combat score of 0, attack. And then we need to incorporate the battle simulator. Battle simulator to incorporate. Which actually has to be broken up into smaller things. Because that's like very vague. It's like obviously you want to incorporate the battle simulator, but I actually don't think I have enough information to kind of go off of. So for now, we will leave this as a quick thing, and we'll check our code, our probe rush response. Okay, I'm actually gonna close this because it again is giving me a little bit of a hard time. Let's check out the replay. What if there's some plugins in my Obsidian that's giving me the pain? Yeah, it's just loading slow. Maybe it needs to be indexed. I'll leave it open for a bit and let it do its thing. Okay, so where do we want to start? Hi, Mind Me. Thank you for coming by. Please come back and code with me. I miss you. I miss coding with you. I don't know if he heard that. He probably just like came thumbs up and then left, but I appreciate Mind Me a lot. I think Mind Me underestimates, I think, how influential he is. I think he is an incredibly good person to learn from. And his bot is like one of the top. So I always take any opportunity to learn from Mind Me. Oh my god, is this a cannon rushing replay? Okay, we're gonna put that in there. We do not have time to do all that today, and I don't actually, to be honest, want to focus on cannon rushing responses today. We do have unfinished cannon responses, so maybe we can go back to the cheese. So actually, we have to eventually make the cannon rushing response more robust. I know that. I have lamented doing so. I've lamented doing I have lamented the idea of dealing with cannon response. See if I can find nope, there we go. Cannon rush response. So we want to actually refactor, actually complete cannon rush response. I don't really have create probe rush response. Create into battle simulator. Okay, and then battle simulator. Okay, now it's working a lot better now. Woo, jeez. I mean, Mind Me has been around for a long time. He just disappeared for a bit, and then he came back. I mean, well, he disappeared from the ladder specifically. He's always been hanging around, but yeah, he just came to the ladder. He's a Probots champion, obviously. By the way, Dyson, I watched your video. You probably are not very happy that I did, but I watched your video you posted. It was actually very interesting. I'm gonna get shout outs to you. Okay, so let's put this other video up. I mean, this other replay up. Which one is this? This is Black Hole. And after this is Cannon Master. And after Cannon Master, we'll call this kind of rounded out for the day. I am kind of interested in like a stronger attack mechanism. Oh, pardon me. One of the things you know what we need to think about is breaking up the units into squads. This is something that needs to get taken care of. So this is in combat, and this is going to be like maybe a subgroup. Can I make this like combat? And this is like combat. And then in this is going to be formations. And then no, sorry, this is going to be more like tactics. Tactics. Break army up into squads. Okay, let's see what's going on here with this guy. Okay, so far so good. This person is not making anything. Oh my god, is this because again do I not have a response to like no? Oh my god, it's the same thing. That's why my ELO has dropped. These bots are low ELO and I'm losing to them because my bot just doesn't attack. Look at that. Is this why? Oh my god. That's exactly what it is. That's what's dragging down these. Okay, so we have to solve this like instantly for now. Like this has to be solved now. I'm gonna bet we. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. There. Sorry. Apologize. Thank you, Dyson. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So this bot has actually nothing going on. Literally nothing. Actually, let me also make sure the game should always be top. Where's the? I want to make sure the game is on the top of the. Actually, the only thing I don't want it to be is higher than my. What's this one? Yeah. Okay. So the game should actually always be higher than the notes. So that doesn't happen again. So yeah, it looks like exactly that. My bot doesn't attack when the enemy has no army. So this is a problem. Let's solve this now. Oh wait, sorry, I said we have one more replay to watch. That's gonna be Cannon Master. Cannon Master should round out our overall problems that we have and that we're dealing with. We'll know shortly, actually, what Cannon Master does. Even though I feel like it's obvious, but one should not assume. So all the games you're watching is games that we have hit a tie. And so they've really dragged our ELO down, like drastically. I don't know, it's almost too embarrassing. But now I know why they've dragged us down, because these two of these bots actually have like super low score, and they're beating our bot, which is stronger, which is absolutely destroying the ELO. So we have to stop that today. Like, I mean, I cannot leave this desk until we solve that problem. And to be honest, I don't even know how to debug it. I don't even know how do you debug a bot and tell it like don't like how to tell the AI not to do anything. I think do we have a dummy bot somewhere? I think we have a dummy bot that we can tell not to do anything. I just don't remember where it is. I don't want to code up a random bot. I think that would be boring, or that would be a waste of time. Okay, let's see what Cannon Master. Oh Lord! By the Matrix. Well, we all saw this coming. Now I wonder if we do a probe rush solution. Oh my god, it's not even a cannon rush. This is worse. I don't even know what this is. What am I looking at here? What is this? Like the world's worst probe rush. Oi. Absolutely despicable. Are we still doing stuff here? What's going on though? Are we still building? It's like we lost like the worst probe rush on this planet. I think I want to cry. I don't know. It's like heartbreaking. What I don't understand is, though, how did we lose? Is this come back to the fact that they don't attack? And then they have nothing in here, and then we don't... Man, no wonder our ELO just plummeted. So what happened? So then we build. Oh, and they do... Okay, so we did come here. Perfect, perfect. They saw an enemy. Beautiful. So at least they cleaned it up, which is good. So the good news is we can actually solve for this really easily with our two solutions. Yeah. So I'm going to guess we, again, don't attack. It looks like we don't attack. Yeah, I'm not going to watch all this. I already know we don't attack. So, all right. So if we solve for these two things today, we will be Gucci. Let's do it. Let's get the music up a little bit. Let's do a little bit. Bring the music up. All right. Code in music. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's do it. Okay. First things first. Let's see if we can find anything in the Eris framework. I'm going to drop the Eris notes in the chat. If you want to go look, help me look, I'm going to drop it. You can look as well. I'm going to see if the Eris framework has anything de facto on... maybe the music might be a little too loud. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to want to check the Eris framework if there's anything de facto on... for pro brushes. So if there's already like a de facto pro brush, we'll just turn it on and call it a day, because I mean these pro brushes are not sophisticated pro brushes. Let's not fool ourselves here. So if there's an Eris, like a super easy Eris solution, we're gonna take it. Well, yeah, if there's a super easy Eris solution, we're taking that for sure. See if I can get this. I don't know why. Why is this so small? It's so weird. I'm actually not sure why this is so small. Oh, I see why it's so small. It's because it's small on my screen. So if I do this, aha. Ah, there we go. Okay. All right, that's fixed. So let's see if we can find. Let's see if there's like a probe, like a worker rush. Also ask ChatGPT to see if there's a... Actually, let's do that. Let's actually ask... Wow, where did all the different cascade stuff go? Strange? Question mark? What is going on? Where Windsurf? What's happening here, Windsurf? Weird. I'm gonna quickly pull up check the windsurf updates. I don't see anything about the removing of all the different. A little weird. Not that I use them, but usually they would tell you if they're gonna remove all the different AI bases. 'Cause now all I have is Claude and GPT 4.1. At least they didn't take away Claude, because like I actually really like using Claude. Weird. Okay, well, we'll keep looking for what we're looking for workers. Oh, here it goes. It get enemy worker rushed. So we can we can check if the enemy worker rushed, which is good. So we can actually have it that we can detect if there's a worker rush. They're like a probe defense. So let's go back to what I was saying. So we'll ask minimize this for a sec. Check in the Eris framework if there is anything about turning on worker self-defense. Usually it could be around maybe like a, what do they call it, like the resource management or can let that search. Then we're gonna go look inside our code for probably our macro code is gonna have it. Also, there is something. Oh, it's gonna look for it's gonna look. I thought I found something. Let's check macro. Oh, it found something. Well, that's nice. It might have something. Okay, I found a relevant component in the Eris framework for your bot. Worker kiteback. This class employs logic for workers to shoot at a target if possible, otherwise move back using mineral walk. It can be registered as a behavior for worker units, effectively enabling worker self-defense or harassment micro. That's really good. Interesting. Okay. Worker defense reaction in your bot. Okay, that's actually something I have that. That's not, I already have those. Those are mine. Resource managers. Off to control worker assignment could attain. Okay. Register worker kite back behind. Ooh, okay, so we could. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. There's already something in here. So let's see if we can find it in the docs so we can understand this a bit better. So what is this called? Worker kite back? Worker kite back. So this is interesting. So worker kite back. Shoot a target if possible, else move back. This is similar to stutter back, but it takes advantage of mineral walking. Okay, so we could register a combat behavior. Okay, that's good. Before we go and code that though, we want to make sure that there isn't already something built in that just turns it on with a simple, because I think I saw something in one of these, maybe in the production controller. Let's check the production controller. And then where do I have, is it bot.py? Where did we manage the, we're just, here it is, mining. So where is the mining? Register behavior mining. Here we go. Fleet health percentage. Okay, so there's some stuff we can do here. Could technically be combat here, but is treated here as a macro behavior since many tasks are carried out. Fleet health. If worker is in danger, at what health percentage should they flee? 0.5 is default. Keep it safe if they're in danger. Default is true. Long distance mining. Best be in boost. We'll leave that off. Self-defense. Here we go. Self-defense. If set to true, workers will have some basic defense. Certain workers will attack enemy in range. It defaults to true. Weird. If it defaults to true, why didn't it do it? Yeah, so its default, the self-defense is active. Did our probes attack? Did I miss something? Maybe we should turn keep safe. Okay, so maybe what we should do is if self-defense, I mean, if we're under attack, then we should turn off keep safe and let self-defense be true and see what happens, because maybe the keep safe is causing our maybe they're in conflict. Yeah, because like look at this. Keep safe. Should workers flee if they're in danger? Defaults true. So what we could try is we could, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I just realized these freaking notes are in the way. Okay. So what I was saying is like, okay. We have flee at a certain health percentage. We have keep safe. So keep safe. Should workers flee if they're in danger? And then we have workers defend themselves. Self-defense is active. Yeah. Sorry. So sorry. Man, all these things are up. Yeah, so like, look, self-defense is active. So if self-defense is active, if true, workers will have some basic defense. Certain workers will attack enemy in range. Defaults to true. So what I'm seeing here is that maybe keep safe and self or work defense are actually overriding each other, so they're not attacking because they're trying to keep safe. So what we might want to try is a variable that is set to false, and then if there is a enemy attack, it then sets to true. So we don't have to re-register this, but we'll maybe do a trigger that will set up. We can set like a flag. And so then let's talk about reactions. How do we want to set this flag? Where do we want to set this flag? I mean, we just have our regular flags. Here's our flags. So in-game logic. So we just create a new flag here. So we don't have we still don't really have a. Oh, here's our flags. So we'll self dot worker rush. We can even go a step further. We can even have it that like, I mean, could we do something? This might be kind of nutty to think about, but we'll pull up this browser again. Try to make sure I don't forget. But let's say, so worker kite back. So we won't use this. But what if we did the worker rush? Where's the worker rush? It's like worker rush. Is it here? Worker. Yeah, so get enemy worker rushed. And I presume it's going to bring back a Boolean. So could we do something like this made a little interesting. So let's go back to reactions. So where's our, do we have a worker rush thing? Worker rush. Okay, here we go. So if enemy worker rush, okay, so we can do this here. So if enemy worker rush, we can then set a flag to true. So we can go by like here. Self.worker rush. False. Then we can go something like, okay, bot.worker rush equals true. So now it's turned true. Starts off false. It's like what we want here too is if we turn on the worker rush becomes, is this on int? Yeah, okay, int. So it starts off on false. We also want to make sure we turn this off. Like we want, oh my God, I keep forgetting that this browser is up when I'm freaking talking. Okay, anyway, sorry. So we set it to true. Worker rush is turned to false. Probably shouldn't maybe, okay, I'll keep the browser off for now. Worker rush is started to false. Hey, also, if you see me forget to take down the browser, please let me know. I keep forgetting. So worker rush is set to false. Then we want that. So if we go to mining, go back to mining. Can we just put the how do we want to do this? Because right now it's set to true. So maybe what we should do is can we do something like keep safe? I don't think that's how that works. No, it's keep safe. Mining keep safe, and then we can maybe say it's like mining keep safe is like self.worker rush. But that's not gonna be correct. We actually want it to turn to false. So maybe we should make it true by default and then turn it false. Yeah? What are we thinking? It's a little weird backwards. Let's say, let's do this. Let's do a reverse. Let's go not worker rush. So we can actually do like a false. We'll do like a false. Okay, and then we can go back to reactions. Not. And then we'll go like, we want to actually change it to false. And we actually want to go back here, and then we want to make this true by default. A little weird and backwards, but this could work. Okay, and then let's like we don't need the tactical ground grid, so we can actually turn off the tactical ground grid. debug spawn. We actually want the debug spawn on. Turn on the debug spawn. Well, let's try this. Like what we'll ideally want, we'll want to have that. We're gonna watch to see that if it trips. Because what we want is that essentially the worker rush is always false until it's not, and then we need to turn it off, right? Or you want to say that it's like, oh, okay, well, if it's no longer. I don't know how we check to see if the worker rush is finished. It's like I don't think you don't want the worker rush on all the time. I mean, we could be lazy and just like leave it on because like, oh, you know, what could be the worst could happen, right? If someone worker rushes us, then obviously the situation might be over and might actually not need a case of when the worker rush is done. Do we have to turn it off? Maybe not. Okay, let's test this. Create probe. Create 5 probe. 2. No, come back. Come back. No, come back. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's try this again. Create 5 probe. 2. No, come back. I have no clue now what to do. That's sad. They left. We have no clue if it works. Create 10 probe. 2. Come back. Attack, you fools. Attack. Oh my god. Oh, but it detected a worker rush. That's good news. We just don't know if it worked. Like, I have no clue if it... Like, I just know it's printing that there's a worker rush, and so it knows there's a worker rush, so that's good. But I don't know if it's... I don't know if it did what it's supposed to do. So, let's say... Create 1 Zergling. 2. Okay, well, they defended themselves. That's good news. It did work, I think. Create 2 Zergling. 2. Create 2 Zergling. 2. Okay, they are attacking now. The problem is they're not targeting anybody in particular. They're just defending themselves, which is good and maybe bad. Create 5 probe 2. Come back, you fools. All right, well, they're gone. Okay, so good news is we know how to turn. We know it detects the worker rush, which is good news. We don't really know per se. I mean, and like realistically, I actually don't know how we would turn off the worker rush, because obviously you want to turn it off. You don't want it to be spamming worker rush forever. I don't know. What should we do? How should we turn off worker rush? Maybe like else continue? But it's always checking if there's a worker rush. How should we turn this off? Do you know, it doesn't need to be, like, once the worker rush is done, the worker rush is done, right? I don't know what's a good way to turn off the worker rush once we've turned it on. So we could make this more robust. We're not gonna do that today because it's almost a little bit, and that might be enough. So we might say something like, we don't have a no cannon rush response. No, we don't have any of those. But we do need a cannon rush response. So I'm gonna say we create a cannon probe rush response, but we need to enhance probe rush response with worker height back and defending role. So we could just take control of all our probes and then just kind of give them a defending role and give them a worker kite back, and they can attack, and that would actually be a really good probe rush response. Yeah, I think that would be good. And then we could probably code that when we're doing the more elaborate, what was it? When I'm talking about breaking down into more squads, we could probably get that in there. I don't know how we should turn off this worker response. Let's ask an AI. If it has any thoughts. I put a pretty basic response to worker rushes. I need some ideas how to turn off the response once the threat has passed. Well, I guess I could check. That's interesting. I could do that. Seems like. Oh, you could do that. You could check if currently using mediator.get enemy worker rushed. Is there any kind of conditions to turn it off? Why don't you go look? Is likely set by the Earth framework threat detection logic. Typically, such a property is true when an enemy rush is detected and should automatically become false once the threat is no longer present. However, the exact conditions for it being turned off depends on how the mediators. Then why didn't you go look, my dude? Look into the mediator and see what you can learn. So property query the code looks for enemy workers near the main, especially if there are more than 6 enemy workers with a certain distance of 15 meter radius who start natural it sets. The code you provide only shows how the flag is set, not how it is cleared. Usually there would be a logic elsewhere in the intel manager that says enemy rush is false. The threat is gone. Not enough enemy workers. Should automatically become false when there's no longer enemy workers near your base. If you find it stays true too long, you might need to add or adjust the logic to intel explicitly false when the number of the enemies is gone. Watch the value does it become false? Let's just let's put a little bit of else. and then print. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get it to turn off and turn on. Probably could have done it else, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm looking through the worker rush code right now, and I'm not seeing anything that says. Probes. So I think it said 6 probes. 6 probes triggers it. 6 probe 2. I don't know if that actually turned it on. Great. 8 probe. Ooh. Ah, detected it. There it goes. But it doesn't turn off. Interesting. So that might be something I just simply have to talk to Rasper about and say, hey, can you like... Yeah. Probably can just talk to Rasper and say, hey, can you have it that when there is no longer, if it's no longer true, just turn off? Like, I can obviously just code my own, but I mean, if others are going to use it, you might, like, I feel like you'd want to turn off the worker rush once the probes are gone. No? Am I the crazy one? Okay, so we're gonna actually just leave it. It should actually turn off by itself, and I'm actually send a message to Rasper on Discord right now. I'm gonna actually pull it up and say, you got to bear with me, guys. I'm actually gonna send him a message right now, but if not, I'll forget. Bit of a note. This doesn't become false once the probes have all been eliminated or have left the radius. What was the radius of this thing? So that he knows. I wanted to know that I actually looked into it. Of the town hall. All right, I sent it to him. If he doesn't want to do it, then I'll just like whatever. Okay, so we can actually just say we can actually just make this true. Actually, no, we don't want this. This is not good. So actually, we have a bunch of else ifs here. else ifs here. If we start, so if we do else if here, then it'll never. So if this is false, then it goes on to the next one. We could actually probably put it in the, we could probably put it here in the else. What's this do? Worker, bot media, select worker, enemy wars true. If no scout units grab, nope, that's not the right one then. No, this is the scouts. Where is the ending of this? We could actually do it here, I think at the end. So we could maybe just do like, if da 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 da. No, so it's else if. The else if goes all the way down here. So we could probably put it in this else if here. But the question is actually, that means if this thing is always true, then our bot will never go back. So if we get worker rushed, it'll never go back to the original state. So we have to figure out a way to turn it off. If this becomes true, then it'll never go to the rest. Could we create, maybe we could create a fail safe and we just turn it off? Like force, can we force it to be false? Can we, I don't know, can we set it to be false? Because maybe you could make a fail safe and say like, I don't know, if this was turned on and 5 minutes has gone by, because then we could like, we could maybe force it. It's like we could say, okay, if game time is 5 minutes and this is still true, turn it to false. You'd be like, okay, can I set get enemy worker rushed to false? Like force. Oh, you know what we could do? We can make an and. So go and bot time is less than, yeah, let's do this. So like bot time, like, and then it will just automatically go. Perfect, we could do this, okay. And then we could be like, okay, I don't know, what's a good time of when a pro rush is no longer relevant? Like 2 minutes? 2 minutes in? If it's less than 2 minutes in, just stop. Is less than, is this seconds? What is this? 120 seconds? 120? So then we can say, okay, and we work at bot time is less than 120, blah, 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 blah. And then we can actually go back to down here. where's the actual that's the cannon rush. Oh, do we have a cannon rush defense? Oh, we do have a cannon rush. Interesting. Keep that in mind. We do have a cannon rush defense. I don't think I've seen it do anything though. Interesting. We have a cannon rush defense. I don't know if it works. I have a legit cannon rush for defense. I actually do not know if I've ever seen it work. Because we could actually probably copy this cannon rush defense and use it as our backbone for our cheese defense. What? So actually have not tested this cannon rush defense at all. So maybe it's just a fallacy. A fantasy in my mind that it exists. So I have a cannon rush defense. So we're actually going to open this up and we'll actually say to test the cannon rush defense. We need to test the cannon rush defense. Steal. Replicate. Okay, so that's good news. We could probably just steal the cannon rush response. Or even just reuse it. We could just actually maybe use it and then just say if because there's like 4 cannons, we attack it. Right? There's like literally, where is it getting these cannons from? Enemy cannons? Okay, I'm going to look into this. This looks like I have a solution in here, and I genuinely do not know if it works. Okay, well, let's go back to this thing here. So else if da 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 da. So we could probably put it in here. Is there an else for this? Where is this? Where's this end? So it just ends after that. So we could probably say like bot dot not worker rush true. We just keep that here. And then yeah, let's see if that works. Let's give it a test. Oh my god, I left this up again. Okay, so let's yeah, let's we might actually have the response that we need. And then we actually need a solution for the fact that our bot doesn't attack when there's no enemy units at all. Which is weird, right? It just doesn't attack. So I'm actually pretty okay with what we're looking at right now. I think this is actually a decent. I would push this to the ladder. Again, I'm interested in the fact that I have a cannon response and I don't know if it actually works. Okay, let's test. Let's find out. Create 8 probe 2. Okay, so it detects a worker rush. Those workers did not actually rush, but we can be fine to say to ourselves, well, perhaps they will actually. So let's see if it turns off. Does it turn off? Does it turn off after 2 minutes? Let's find out. It's still kind of doing its thing. Probably don't need to do a whole 2 minutes, to be honest. Probably. Okay, so it turned off. It worked. Okay, it turns off. So, I mean, realistically, if a worker rush is... It's like, what is it? How long does it take for a worker... How long does it take for workers to get across to our base? Let's find out. Let's review that. Let's see how long it is. Because like, we can probably find out relatively quickly. if somebody's worker rushing us. So let's go check this, because like what? First 1 minute and 30 seconds in the game. So if it's less than 60 seconds, I mean, there's no need to be searching for worker. There's no need to be looking for worker rushes if it's after 60 seconds. I would say, right? If it's, and we'll confirm this in a second. So if it's no longer over 60 seconds in the game, there's no need to look for a worker rush. If it's, I don't know, like no one's worker rushing 5 minutes into the game. 2 minutes actually looks really long. So we actually don't need, I think, longer than a minute into the game. Minute 30. Heck, I think I had a minute 30. What do we have actually? So this is a minute 30. Even that seemed too long. Yeah, look at this guy. This person left automatic, or this bot left immediately. So like, I think we really only need to look within the first 30 seconds. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually, but like, I guess that's not true, because look at that. Technically, a worker rush could go on for a while. Like, because if we're being worker rushed, you don't want it to turn off immediately, like during the worker rush. Like, if we're being worker rushed, you don't want the worker rush thing to turn off. So let's keep it at let's keep it at 120. I'm a little concerned. Maybe I want to do 180. Yeah, let's do 180. Let's give it 180 just in case. Let's look at 180. This is done. We don't need that anymore. We have a worker rush response. Yeah, I think that would be actually a more robust way. Is like, you know, you should actually turn it off if the threat is gone. But that will depend if Rasper decides he wants to modify it, and if I want to code my own. I don't necessarily want to code my own. I think that my time is best served elsewhere than coding like a detector of the actual bots. I'd rather just use this and make it work, and then maybe modify it slightly to fit my needs. But I don't think I want to code my own live search response. Okay, so we did a code response for probe rushing. Really need to test that cannon rush. No clue if it works. Let's go see why our bot is actually. Let's lock that in. So added. It's like one of the things with bot making too. You want to make sure that we maximize our time and we are using our time wisely, because right now there's only me coding. So if I had a team, if you guys were willing to join me and help me code this bot together, and you want to do some, and by the way, if you're a member, totally come and help me join. And you can do a pull request, whatever. You can help add stuff to us. It may look like I'm doing this by myself, but if you're a member, it's in the forum. The link to the repository. Pull requests are definitely allowed. I am currently only taking for members, so those of you who are just like watching from afar, just because I trust members. You're already a member, less likely you're gonna screw up this bot. We're together on this. This is a group project. But yeah. And then where am I? So we're gonna actually lock this in. So added what was this? Added a probe or a worker rush rudimentary. Let's say this is the basic. Rudimentary. Or I could say basic, no need to be too crazy. Basic worker response, rush response. And that's in bot PY. That's in reactions PY. What did I do here with Nova Manager? What are we doing here? Oh, my debug is on. Okay, I don't need. I actually can turn off the debug. I don't think I need anything here. Yeah, I probably can just turn off the debug. Actually, don't need to do that. We're good. Okay, so we're Gucci on that. So let's jump into what's going on with the battle. Let's go into combat. Into the combat. We can turn off reactions. We don't need the Nova manager. We're not doing anything with the Novas right now. Let's go into combat. What's this? Switch the role of the main army to defending. Why? Oh, yeah, that's not actually what we want to do. But I do want to make note of that. So you just want to make sure, like, in the combat, we're going to want to create a... Oh, actually, create an anti-air squad of just units that can shoot up. There we go. Proportional to the response. So that's proportional to the response. To the threat. To the threat. To the threat. Proportional to the threat. Okay. Which is good. And then now we want to just kind of think about where is our attacking going on here. So, there has to be a let's see, full attack. What was the thing that sets them to go? Check if the regrouping is. We'll actually move this. Check if regrouping is too aggressive in army. There we go. Let's check if that's too aggressive. They're not. Where is it? Is it all out attack? Full attack? Full. Okay, let's do a new one of these. I have something in either combat or plot that does a full attack flag or something. I don't have a full attack, really? Really? What? Oh, here it is. Commenced attack. It's actually in here. So commence. What sets this flag to true? look to see what sets it to true. Ah, the attack toggles. Here we are. Okay, so commenced attack. Ah, okay. So let's actually turn on our debug. So we have to go back to bot, turn on debug, so we can see what the bot is thinking. Can I just turn this to true? Then we go back to here. So it's the combat deny. Your army strength is greater than the enemy strength by a certain threshold. So it all comes down to setting this up. So where did we learn about the combat simulator? So, okay, I'm actually gonna see if I can find out any information about combat simulator. Where did we? Craft 2 AI combat simulator. Is there a combat simulator in Eris? I'll ask Rasper as well. We can actually check Eris and see if there's anything like check the manager mediators and see if there's anything that has to do with like so I'm actually just checking. There's a combat simulator. Fast approximation combat simulator. I don't know if that's it. I don't seem to. Mind Me is the one who mentioned it. SE2 combat sim? Oh, what's this? Hold on, I think I found something. Crap, I lost it. Is this for Python? This is for C++. Interesting though. There's a so there's a combat simulator, but it looks like it's for C++. GitHub repo for Python. Does Ares have a combat simulator? Let's ask the AI to check. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, there is a Python one. This has like 5 stars. Who knows if this is actually really useful? So there is a combat simulator. I don't know if this is any good. I don't know if I should share it because I don't know if I'm going to use this. Looks like it's machine learning. Okay, I'll share it. Let's see if this is something that's worth talking about. So there's this combat sim here. I think it's like machine learned though. Not fully. Is this like, when was this updated last? 8 years ago. Last. I think this is just for like training it. I'm going to start anyways because I might want to like look at this later. Okay, I will actually see if I in my stars. Maybe I starred something. That will have I star a lot of things. The map analysis, map segmentation, some machine learning stuff. Yeah, I got machine learning stuff, but I don't have anything specific. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, so okay. I don't know what I want to do then. So it was Mind Me who first brought up the combat simulator. We could maybe check Eris. We could go through Eris, see if there is something that would resemble a combat simulator. Okay, why don't we go through Eris together? See if we can find a combat simulator or something that looks like it. So I don't think it makes sense for us to like. So right now we have it that we are like manually checking strength, and we built something to do the manual check. Like if there's something already here. Oh, you guys can't even see this. Why can't you see? Oh, you can see, but you can't see the stuff on the right. Okay. Okay. Let's see if there's anything here in the table of contents. Let's start from the beginning. Get air avoidance, all enemies. What we're looking for is something that says like, get if we will win. Get army dictionary, get army expanded, 4-gate, nat ramp, was greedy, ground grid, free expansion, choke points. That could actually be useful later. Remember that. Mineral patch list of work, overlord spot, ground avoidance grid. Oh. What's this? Natural gatekeeping positions? This gatekeeper position in PvC natural wall is prevailed. I don't know what that does. Add managers, roles, can place. Oh, can win fight! Oh shit, we got something here. Look at that. Okay, we got something. We got a combat sim. We found a combat sim. Interesting. I don't know how this works. I actually don't know how this works. I have never used a combat sim before. I'm gonna put this in our notes just because this is gonna be good. I'm gonna actually toss this in the notes. I'm gonna toss this right here. We might not be able to do this today. Actually, incorporate combats. So that means, though, we're gonna want to have a temporary. We're gonna do like a little temporary thing for now, and then next week we want to add the combat simulator. So like if so we check for army strength. Army strength, assess threat. Is defense spot. So we're like, how do we do this? So we were like, is early defense mode equals use cheese response or use If early defense mode and is false. There's nothing here. Only clear defense mode when the one base reaction is completed. Oh, we turned it off. Okay, I see. And then we're like, debug is on. Where is the actual turning on of commenced attack? Here it is. Okay. So we actually only have one time. Else if. So if bot build order completed and not early defense mode. So we might just be able to add a scenario in here. I'm not a fan of adding like a random edge case scenario, but we're like, okay. So let's see how this logic goes. So if we turn on commenced attack, so let's say its commenced attack is not on. Else, if bot build order completed and not early defense mode. If enemy strength is below this, but it's over. See what I mean? It's gotten really fucking weird. If build order completed and not in early defense mode. So let's say it's not completed. What happens? So if bot under attack and enemy units. So else if the bot is under attack and enemy units. I don't remember this condition and why. When bot build order isn't complete or in defense mode, focus on defending if needed. So what we want to do is let's talk about the conditions we want. We want that. I mean, we just want to know if we can at any time overwhelmingly crush our enemy. We should do it. We should attack, right? Isn't that what we have here? Okay, let's see what it sees first. Let's see how let's check the debug. If enemy strength see, look at this. Okay. So we actually have it here is if the enemy's strength is less than 20 and it's over 3 minutes, This is a problem, actually. Some logic here actually might be a problem. Let's actually, let me see if I can pull up the logs. Let's look at some logs from the original, from the bots. Because then it'll tell us if our, oh, the debug wasn't turned on. That's annoying. I just realized we want to print out the logs that way. Should have got it to maybe print out the logs in the chat. Make sure nothing's blocking our, okay, good. Like, we may want to have, it's weird, we only have only one time the commence attack is true. If enemy strength value is greater than, if army strength value and enemy strength value times the attack threshold ratio or enemy strength and min attack strength and bot not under attack, that threshold might be too high, because we have if start attacking if we're stronger than the threshold ratio or have sufficient forces. So what's our threshold again? It's like when we do the combat simulation, maybe we can just like get it to just assess. Good. Regroup. So yeah, we need to have it that it let's see how it decides. So enemy is 70, army is 78, enemies 12. I don't know how we determine that. I guess it's what it's seen so far. Like it's scouting now, right? And it says the enemy is 34. I think we should actually have it like it knows right now. It's like army is 110, the enemy is 34. We should obviously be attacking. Why is this not attacking? The ratio is 3.3. 3.23. I guess it's waiting for let's see what happens when the build order is complete. So I think it's waiting for the build order to complete. Like this ratio is, look at this like our army to their ratio is so freaking high. There should be no reason why we don't attack. I must have pushed an update without knowing if this works. I actually don't see why we haven't attacked yet. We should have attacked. Like our army to the enemy army is huge. They should have attacked. They should have went and gone and attacked by now. I can't. Let's see if it's waiting for the build order. It might be waiting for the build order to finish. I actually don't want it to wait for the build order to. I think okay, so it was waiting for the build order to finish. I wonder then. Oh my. Yeah, I went to tell it not to like attack up into a freaking. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, well that's fine. It'll eventually kill these guys. So if it's waiting for the let's check something. Because if it's waiting for the actual like if it's waiting for build order to complete, I don't understand why when we're against that reinforcement learning bot, it just didn't attack. So it's like if start attack if we're stronger than the threshold or the efficient force. Yeah, we have a couple. We have a so it's like if army strength is greater than enemy strength value. Could it be this? No. This is like after 3 minutes. I actually need to get rid of that. I think that's a false flag. We don't want it to have it because like we should technically. It'd be better to say if the threshold is low and we haven't seen the enemy's base. If we have no vision of the enemy's base, then don't attack. Not if it hasn't been, if it's less. It shouldn't be a hard time limit. It should be like if we have if the enemy's base has been visible ever. Reinforcement learning bot is like a wacky little bot. What I don't understand is we certainly like why wouldn't it go and attack? The build order gets completed. We don't know what it sees right now. Because for all we know, it could be that the score is. It's like because the score is. That should be like. Yeah, because it's 200 supply, so it should have done it. Something went wrong. So let's say it must be in this. If army strength and enemy strength, if army strength is greater than enemy strength times the threshold ratio, or army strength. Army strength is greater than min attack strength. What was this again? Min attack strength. Sets the minimum army strength before attacking regardless of enemy strength. Maybe if we lower this down to 200. Yeah, if we can actually change the ratios, maybe. I wonder if there's a way we can simulate. If we can simulate a bot that doesn't do anything. Let's see if we can do that. That would be ideal right now. Let's see if we can simulate a bot that doesn't do anything. That would be ideal. How can we do that? Maybe let's put it on easy. Very easy. Very easy. It's not like the... And let's take it off of Terran. Let's put it to Protoss. It's not the perfect scenario, but I feel like if we... put it very easy, it'll have very low, and we can maybe at least see. Because what we want to see is if we can at least trigger when we're like overwhelming force. Because maybe even just dropping it down by 200 might be enough. Okay, if this attacks, we'll end this. If it doesn't, probably should end it regardless of what happens, but because I have to go eat. Oh, this is an actual game. I can't fast forward it. It might be the threshold just too high. Yeah, it might be. We'll see. This needs to be a little bit more robust in the long run. So it's saying right now we have a ratio of 1.7 to the enemy. To the known enemy. What we currently know. So we're at 1.89 ratio. The observers coming out. It's like what we can do too is like the more observers we have, the more information we're gonna have, the more times we're gonna know for the enemies. So it actually add in here. I don't know if I say combat. Enhance observer. Add additional observer. So we're at 4.2. I just don't know why it wouldn't have attacked the other that unit. It had nothing. It should have immediately. What if we just say yeah, we're at 4.2. Like 8.9 ratio. And right now I'm just gonna see if there's like if it will see an overwhelming. Like ideally we want it that it's gonna, when we get the combat simulator, that if it thinks it can take, if it thinks it can take the enemy, it should just attack. What we'll ultimately will do. Once you figure out how to use the combat simulator, but I don't know how to use the combat simulator yet. Okay, so now it's attacking. It thinks we have overwhelming forces, which I agree. Yeah, we have an overwhelming force here. So it does still attack. So when the enemy has 0, it still sees itself as overwhelming. Weird. So yeah, it considers 0. Yeah, weird. So even with this enemy with having very low attack power, it still decides that it should attack. Even though it is determined the enemy has like nothing. Okay, Okay, let's try have our AI assess it. Okay. It's in the mediator, and it's can win fight, but I don't know how it works. Uh, weird. That's weird. Is there a way? How could we do this? Oh, look at this. Okay. If enemy strength is greater than 20 and the bot time is greater than 6, maybe we should get rid of this. Like, maybe we should just actually get rid of this qualifier. Oh, Kubi, you didn't say anything. Hello, hello, hello. You're leaving. You're leaving before you have said anything. If you haven't already, everybody, I should actually say !template. Please go give yourself a shot and make yourself a bot. I didn't realize you were here, Kubi. Here's how the can fit works. Where it lives, the method is ultimately implemented in combat sim can win fight and accessed by the can win fight. It uses combat sim to predict the outcome of a battle between two sets of units, your army and the enemy. If it returns engagement results, enum, which describes likely outcome, victory, empathic, overwhelming, decisive. Oh, we have different kinds. Your units for the simulator, the enemy units, whether to consider the distance between units, how long it takes to engage, whether to assume your units are well positioned. If it ignores workers' damage in the simulation, set up this combat simulator and it provides options, timings, positioning. Calls self-cognizant own units, returns a tuple, did fight boolean, remaining health float, sums up the total health of both armies. Depending on who wins, it calculates the remaining health percentage and returns engagement. If your army wins and has a high remaining health, it returns a more empathic victory. If your army loses, it returns an appropriate loss victory. If either side is strongly wins, it returns tie. So we could do something like this. That would be worth testing. We could actually... Oh, I just realized !template did not work. That's not good. I was like... Oh my god. What was this again? Streamlabs. So I think actually if we just cut up, if we get rid of this, like, if we get rid of this, maybe it'll be enough. I'm willing to. Yes, let's get rid of this. I think this is causing the problem. This has to be it. It is. I just realized it because it's saying if it's greater than this. Okay, this has to go. This is what's causing us the problem. This should fix it. Did I want to just comment that out, or did I want to delete it altogether? I actually am also willing to put back up the 300. What did I put? Was the army strength of 300? Okay, let's see what army strength of 300 looks like, actually. So I think I have 200 right now. Minimum attack strength is 200. Let's see what's going on with my cool bot here. Why is it not giving my commands? I 100% have an exclamation mark template. Okay, for some reason it just exclamation mark template. Let's go again, exclamation mark template. So that should fix it. But I want to see what an army strength of 200 minimum looks like. What does 200 minimum army strength look like? And make sure, or should we keep it at 300? I think 200 feels safe. That bot did not give the exclamation mark template. What is it going on? Okay, now it's active. Why was it turned off? Little bot template. There it is. Weird. Anyways, there you go. There's a template. Rabbit. Then, while you're at it, I can't believe this was off the entire time, but that's life. You should actually check out my newsletter. Where I put the things that I'm learning, things that are coming up, what's happening. Become a better bot maker. Make smarter bots, because you get to learn what I learn. And so you don't have to do all the searching. Oh, did we not get to see what the army strength looks like? Oh, here it is. So army strength of 8. So what's the min army strength? Min army strength is 200. So if army strength is less than... See, if strength is less than and oh, this is what we want. Okay, army strength is greater than minimum attack strength. Oh, we need to set it high. I see now. We want to set it high because like attack strength is actually like up there. So we do want it to be up there. Let's see what 200 looks like though. Okay. So that army strength was actually the fail-safe, but it wasn't getting there. Okay, I feel like we fixed it though. I feel pretty confident in it because I feel like the scenario that it was covering, because it was under 20, it made the bot think it was suspicious. So it didn't attack. So it never went to the next stage. So this is an armor strength of 78. Be sure to join my newsletter, everybody, because you're going to learn what I learned, keep up to the date, what's coming out, what's happening, bit of news I got coming out. I'm actually be doing a talk on bots in the gaming industry in June, and I'd like to keep you updated on what's going on with that. This is an army strength of 110. Maybe 300 was too high. Like realistically. Oh, truth be told, this might even attack. Yeah, I'm doing a talk on bots being used in the gaming industry in June, early June. So it'd be nice if you guys are on my email list and I'm going to actually give out tips on how to do networking with talking about your bot at a networking event. Because obviously I'm going to be talking about bots there, so I'm going to give you some tips on what I know about talking about bots at networking events. So if you're not on my newsletter, you should be. So right now we're over 200 army strength, which is fine. Actually, I think 200 army strength is actually pretty good. 300 might actually be too much. Or maybe not. I think we'll stay 300 and then we'll wait. Like what army supply are we at? Yeah, 300 actually is not that big. It's like a 98 army supply. Okay, we'll go back to 300. I'm okay with going back to 300. We'll go back to 300. This is not the permanent solution. We'll implement the actual finished product when we do when we add the combat simulator, and I think combat simulator will be very nice. Okay, that's good. Let's call this a day. Let's upload and let's head it over to the ladder. Let's turn off all these debugs so we don't spam the ladder. Let's turn this to false. Let's turn off all these other debugs. Turn off debug there. False, false. Upload to the ladder. Good. Good. Okay. And then we can just kind of. So we can just say. So what we did here was removed less than 20 army value limiter. So army will kill broken bots. Has to be in here. And then we can sync these changes. And then we will we'll just move over to the master and we'll merge changes, and I think the bot will be good. Let's move over to the master. What was it? Control-Shift-P. Hit merge. Master. Development. Ooh, Yakasha. Okay, I think we're good. I think our bots all merged. We want to just maybe double check to see if AI Arena has received our bot update. Did we want to do that? AI Arena. We'll see if our bot updated got sent to the ladder, and if it did, then we'll call it a day. Let's see how that goes. This should actually improve our standings drastically. Is it not updating? Okay, we'll give it a few minutes. I did update, no? I merged to the master. Merged to the master. Did I remember to turn on the stuff for it to be able to update? Let's double check. Config. Yeah, upload to AI Arena is true. Yes, this is false. This is on. This is on. False, false, false. Did I turn off my own debug? Did I turn off my own debug? Bot. Actually, close this, please. All right, I can close this. Did I turn off? Yeah, I did turn off my own debug. So it should actually be updated. It's not instantaneous. I know. Let's find out. Ah, it updated. There it is. Okay, it's updated. Yeah, so hopefully a couple of these like terrible bots that are like stealing all my ELO will stop. Like, look at some of these bots that are just killing me. Like this, like -4, -4, -4. Like this is -5, -4, -4. These bots are killing me. They are killing me, guys. These bots are killing me. Need to get rid of them. Like, look at this. -1. Ah, -1. I don't know why there's a tie there. So yeah, this should hopefully change our fortunes drastically, because these are like stupid losses that shouldn't happen. My bot does not deserve to die that way. Okay, all right. So this is coming to an end, but let me double check and remind you, everybody, let's do a little bit of quick things. So newsletter. So first of all, grab yourself a template. Super easy. I make it super easy. I have an easy guide for you to get started on your own bot. Like Laughing Games made a bot with 450. Actually, let's look at Laughing Games bot right now. Let's go look at his bot, because he made a bot with like 450 on the ladder, and that bot is, I think, in like Division 2. Now, I don't know if that says more about ladder versus like. Yeah, I am also looking, Dyson, towards the response. I'd like to see the response. Is this it? So his bot's called Crawler. Look at that. Here it is. Division 3. His bot's in Division 3. And I am pretty sure it's actually, yeah. So like we're being weighed down because of these like crappy losses. So we gotta fix that. My bot is way more advanced than in Laughing Games bot. I'm not gonna lie. A little embarrassing. So we gotta fix it. And it's like those like small stupid mistakes. Okay. Where else? Like, where did we play against Laughing Games bot? Did we want to see a replay against Laughing Games bot right now? I'd like to see that. If we can find a replay. Did we ever play him? Can I filter these by the enemies? Can I Crawler? Oh my god, we lost to him once? Oh my god, that is so embarrassing. Oh my god. How did this happen? How did this happen? Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. How did this happen? It's so embarrassing. My man has 450 lines of code. My man only has 450 lines of code, and we lost. And that is so embarrassing. I need to look at this. There's actually little to no circumstances of which this should be under. I have to see this. You guys we're going into bonus overtime, because I was actually to be like, oh, you know what? We just haven't played this bot because it's but actually we lost at some point, which is like terrible, truly terrible, crazy, heartbreaking. Let's see what happened here, though. I might actually write about this. I might actually write about this in my in my newsletter. he kept it simple, right? It's just all it is Zerg rushing. His bot is not doing anything magical or fancy. It's just Zerg rushing, and he's just optimizing the Zerg rushing. Like it's nothing crazy. I watched his video on it. It's nothing insane. He's not like fucking reinventing the wheel here. Kudos to him though. Nice. You know what? That's a good comment. I might include that in my newsletter. You can't spell bot without T. Interesting rivalry brewing here. Okay, let's see what happened here. Let's see what went wrong. So we obviously scouted it. Did my bot think it was a? Did it think it? Oh, so it didn't think it was a hatch first. So it prepared. What is this? Okay, so we got our defenses up. This is actually. Oh Lord, look at this. So I wanna actually put a point out here. This is important. This is actually something we should really discuss. So, key point to notice here is that we have a we have a wall off. But something I haven't done and we should probably prioritize for next week is who can see what's wrong here? Actually, 10 points to Gryffindor. If you can see the problem with my wall off right now. And I've always known this to be a problem, but I never really thought of it to be a real problem. But it is clearly the reason why we lost. It's clearly a problem I should have dealt with a long time ago. And it's a problem that needs to be solved, like, absolutely ASAP. But if anyone in the chat knows the problem, you want to shout out the problem, I'm going to let you give you the opportunity. I'm going to give you the opportunity while I contemplate on how to solve this problem. This is a real problem. Can I do Shift G here? Nope. Shift T? Control T? Shift T? Nope. I can't, okay, well, I was gonna... Is it Control G? Nope. Shift G? Come on, someone has to be able to see this problem. You guys can, I'm telling you. We'll give 1 minute left to see if anyone can solve it. Anyone see the problem that I'm about to run into? Fuck me. So you got it, Dyson. See this hole here? This hole right here is missing a zealot. So typically in a StarCraft match, you would want to have a zealot in the middle of the hole right here between these two buildings. But the problem is I never really thought of a solution of how do you code, how do you tell your bot to block this specific, like this hole right here. This hole is like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to tell it that. I don't know. I don't even know where to start, right? Because this coordinate will change every map. So you don't want to hard code it, because if you hard code it, that's not viable. So you have to create a flexible solution to every time you build to check if the wall off is complete, and then to put the first zealot that you make, only the first zealot, not every zealot, just the first zealot here. And then check if the zealot is there. If the zealot is dead, then destroy it. Once the zealot, and it has the hold move command. Man, I can make a whole video on how annoying this must be. We could do a whole video on it, you know? I could probably do a whole video on how annoying it is that we have to somehow tell it to stop right here. And I don't even know how to solve that. That's so weird. It's a weird problem to solve. Okay, let's just let's watch what happens. It's a massacre. Oh my God, it's a massacre. It's a true massacre. Oh my God, it's so painful. That's why we lost, boys. That's why we lost. Laughing Games, I want you to hear this. I hope you hear this. Fuck you. Oh my God, terrible. Absolutely freaking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh my God. So this might be video worthy. Like I might make a video on this and how I solve this problem. This is actually a really not only annoying problem, it's a crazy I know, right? It's okay. You can actually swear. You can actually swear on stream. Just you can't just be intense. You can't be intense about it. So oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so we're gonna try to solve this. I don't know, man, because we were supposed to be working on Combat Simulator, and I don't know if I want to just like run off to work on this problem automatically. It could be. Okay, well, the most thing we'll do is we will we'll see. Send Zealot into the hole of buildings. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Anyways, this is a good time to end. If you come up with a solution, please put a comment here on this video. Like, if you figure it out, you let me know. If you have ideas, please. Let's end this stream. Let's have a little bit you and me. Let's you and me have a conversation, because clearly we're gonna have a discussion. If you know how to solve this problem, if you have an idea how to solve this problem, I actually want to hear from you. Put it in the comments to this video. I want to hear about how this problem could be solved, because I'll be honest, usually most problems I have like a general idea how to code this solution. I actually don't really have an idea. I might actually bring it up to ChatGPT and be like, okay, what kind of ideas do we have? But the idea has to be robust. So no, like I don't think I would allow a idea where you have to hard code the location of the hole that's left by the units. I think that by the thing. I think that would be that would not be bueno. That'd be no bueno, because the maps would just update and then they would break, and you have to update it every time. So that's not bueno. So it needs to be a solution that can last map updates without being updated. Cannot be updated. So it has to be that as long as we're doing the correct placement of buildings, it will always work. So that's the criteria. If you can figure it out, you let me know. You put a comment in the thing and we can make this happen. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, this was a fantastic session. I think our bot is going to kill it. Bot's gonna kill it on the ladder. And if it does, next week we should have some W's by our name. More W's, because our bot's already winning, but we want more W's. And then we can get working on the combat simulator, which I think is exciting. I'm excited to combat sim. And no, it's 8:23 and time for me to eat. I'm starving. All right, I will see you next week. We're working on combat simulator next week, and then after combat simulator, we're back working on the microbot. So combat simulator, microbot. Be sure to, if you don't already, hit the template, download the template. And if you're not on my newsletter, I don't know what you're doing, because I'm going to give you all the insights of what I'm working on, so you don't have to go do it yourself or even look. If you miss a stream, I'll tell you what's good. Make sure you join it up there, and I'll see you next week, or I'll see you wherever, right? I'll see you if you're in the Discord, if you're in our membership. I'll see you online. We're having a great conversation about Andor. Hope you all love. Oh my God, Andor tomorrow. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. You all so wonderful. Love you lots. Mwah. Peace. Happy coding.